This conference will now be recorded.
Perfect.
This works, but only when the computer in the other room works.
All right, go ahead, Steve.
All right, so we'll call the meeting of the Harwich Cemetery Commission to order at 9:10 on October 5th. And we have the meetings from September 7th.
So I move that we accept the minutes from September 7th as printed.
I second.
That's approved.
Cool, so far so good.
Yeah, we had a letter from Irene Derby. She just was concerned about her lot usage after she passes. So I'll just put that in her file. I was just letting you know about that.
Okay, that sounds reasonable. Jonathan Eldridge, information about his lot.
Yeah, so Jonathan Eldridge was visiting his great-grandfather's lot, and he noticed that the tombstone has been shifting in the cemetery. I will have to do a CPC article for Evergreen eventually. That's going to be a big one, and I just didn't have time. But I did submit, as you'll see in the packet, a CPC article for the South Harwich Meeting House, which was a small.
I saw that.
So this would be a future
Is there
CPC
anything we
article.
can do to fix that one without going through a whole big CPC?
I'm gonna have to go and look, and we'll take a peek at this one. But we could also make sure that there's none around it that are an issue about falling. We want it to be safe. Once they've fallen, then, I mean, if it's in danger of falling, we definitely want to do that.
Definitely. Then the New England Cemetery Association meeting.
Yeah, I went to the New England Cemetery Association meeting on the 21st of September at the Hawthorne Hotel in Salem. That's where our conference is going to be this year. And I'm sure it'll be well attended because it's in Salem and we are cemeterians. So that is going to be in June. So I will put some more stuff in the packet to see if any of you commissioners would like to attend that one. I know that we have a lot of upcoming different speakers that are going to be at this event. It's going to be a really well attended event. You guys can be day trippers if you want, or you could come for the overnight.
Okay.
Okay, when is the meeting? Because it says here September 21st, and it's already gone by.
No, September 21st was my meeting. We went up there and previewed the hotel, and then we picked the conference center, and it's in June.
Okay,
Usually
next June.
It's usually around June 20th.
Okay, I thought there was one that came through for the one up in Sturbridge. Thought I saw it.
The one in Sturbridge is in December, and that is the management seminar. And what that is usually it's like the nuts and bolts of cemetery. It's different stuff about stones, or could be perpetual care funding balances, or could be just about rules and regulations.
The one that Cindy and I went to that one time?
Yeah, that's the one you and Cindy went to.
Okay. All right, because I get emails from them and I keep seeing meetings, and so that's why I was confused.
Yeah, so they're two different ones. The New England Cemetery Association annual conference, which is usually most of the managers go to. And then we have the seminar, which is in December. The one in December would be if I had other administration staff, which I don't. So I attend that one as well. Hopefully I will get some administration staff, but we'll see.
Okay, and then next is an email from Carolyn Carey.
Yeah, Cindy Williams from the Chamber is going to do a featured article on 100 Oak Street. And she's asked Carolyn to gather all the information from all the departments. We'll just put in a little bit of information about what each one of us does within the building.
This would be a good time for you to emphasize why your office is there.
Yeah.
The Council of Aging.
Yeah.
And next to the
Veterans
office.
Yeah.
And all integrates, and you all play nice together. And first floor accessibility is good for people approaching our department.
Yeah.
Okay, and then the next one is Emily Mitchell.
So this is just more information for you guys. All the stuff that passed at town meeting. I got an email from Emily. It just says the 3 general bylaw amendments, that one was for water, one was ADU. And so then you just have them in the packet so that you guys are aware. If we did an open meeting law training and all that information, as well as Emily did an excellent town meeting kind of a workshop at the community center that was on channel 18, well, now channel.
Yeah.
If anyone that wants to see it, it was very well done. And they had an attorney that asked a lot of questions about town meeting and open meeting law and, who commissioners who can have a quorum, not have a quorum when you're at a public event. So it's a very good, it was very well done. And I recommend that all the commissioners actually watch it if they weren't able to attend.
Okay.
So she did a great job on that.
All right, cool. Sounds great. Now for Michael Anovich on
Mike.
AmeriCorps.
Mike is our AmeriCorps contact, and our new girl is Margaret. Well, new woman member is Margaret Sargent. She is amazing. I met her at. We had a last week. We went to the Barnstable County complex, and all the AmeriCorps members were there that are going to be serving for this year. And we got to sit down and meet all the different members and listen to a little bit about their backgrounds and what they do. And she is very excited, and she starts next week. So we're excited to have her. Me and Amy Uzowski from the Conservation Department will be splitting her 50-50. So 1 week we'll have her for 2 days, and Amy will have her for 1. And then the next week, vice versa. So she's excited to serve with the town of Harwich, and we're excited to have her. So we'll be putting in some more work projects. We talked about the Smith burial grounds and some other things, but we'll be expanding our native species garden, which is in the back of Island Pond, which looks beautiful right now. And if anyone wants to go look at the foliage within Island Pond, it's starting to turn. So the next couple of weeks will be beautiful inside there.
That's great. Now, any other old business? Is this how we want to, do we want to bring up the changing of how we produce our minutes? Or is that on the new business?
Well, we could move it to we'll just do it at the end of old business. Steve, you want to do that?
Yeah, that'd be fine. Now we got the up-to-date totals for the revolving account and the budget.
Yeah, so I just gave one quick little spreadsheet for my budget, which is not very large anyways, but so we still have a remaining balance of $4,727. Most of my budget is, we get $2,500 for water, almost $1,300 for due subscriptions and mileage. I drive my own car everywhere. Supplies, we get $510. And then my cell phone is $500, which is also the office phone number. So I don't have there's only one phone number for the cemetery, and that is my cell phone. And then my clothing allowance, which is $325. So we're in good shape with that. We've hardly expended any money so far. And then I have up-to-date totals on the cemetery revolving account. So our current balance is $104,509.51. We have taken in $3,000 in administration fees, $1,200 in monument markouts, and $16,335 in lot purchases, for a total of $20,535 since July 1st. We also have encumbered the upcoming bills, which a few of them are actually in this packet. We saved money on the Pine Grove fence. They originally quoted us on $27,600, I believe. Then it came to $27,10, and which was good because Paul Sweetsa only charges $500 to mark up the flagpoles, which was nice of him. And we'll be getting both the granite for the Veterans Memorial Circle center flag base, as well as the skirt, which will house the lights for the flagpole on the 12th of this month. I did have a conversation with Tom, and in the price quote, it was just for the actual granite, and he said we would have to have the site prepped. Warren has generously told me that he would do it for almost at cost. So he is going to go and strip it, and then he's going to get the bluestone and have it all prepped for us, and he'll just give us a bill for that.
Yeah, that's nice.
So he's very excited about that. We're moving forward with the project. A lot of people that are down there and have surrounding lots, I've noticed, have been seeding and doing all sorts of stuff to their lots because they're excited about our upcoming event, which will be November 11th.
And when will the granite go in? The end?
The 12th of this month.
Oh,
So Warren will be prepping it this weekend, he said.
oh, wow.
Probably Saturday.
Working on the weekends. And and you mentioned the Pine Grove fence.
The Pine Grove fence is finished, and there's a bill that's in the packet. I'll just scan it all in, and you can just email me back that you approve. But
Okay.
that's it's 21.7. Yeah, $2,710.
Okay, that sounds reasonable for that.
Yeah.
Then the Veteran Circle update.
In here we have an email from Hamco. They were very excited. Their footings have been poured and the sleeves are in. Did I put that a picture of that? I think I did.
Is that the picture? Is the black thing?
Well, yep. And then, so Paul had been out there. He staked it out. She went right down, put in the footings. Tommy confirmed with the granite company for the delivery, and it is on the 12th. So as soon as the granite, well, Warren will do the prep work. The granite will get installed on the 12th. They'll come back the next week and install the flagpoles. I think they'll probably test the flags and then pull them back down, or test probably something. And then we'll be good to go for the ceremony.
And then you got a-
Is a month away.
Yes. So I do have that. That's next in there. So I've been coordinating with Shawnee Carroll. She's been doing a lot of the legwork, and she's meeting with her speaker at 11 o'clock today to confirm that he will be speaking. We have a tentative list right now, and she just wants to know what more information we would like to include on this flyer for her before she distributes it. So also in here, oh, did I bring it? So we just have to figure out who's raising each one of the flags. I do have a short list already going, which I believe I brought with me.
We have veterans in the town from each service, don't we?
Yes, well, that's what we're trying to get someone from each one of them.
You're actually probably going to need two.
One person to hold the flag and one person to raise the flag, right?
Are they crank halyards or is it
Now they're,
are they going to be secure?
Yeah.
Yeah, so we have to have two.
okay,
Two per flag.
2 per flag.
Really, I mean, we really need to design the ceremony now.
Right, we do.
I mean, start.
And I think we should have another meeting maybe in a week or
I
so.
think we probably need to have almost weekly meetings
Okay.
until November,
All right.
including.
I mean, even if it's just quick meetings, just to discuss coming up to it. I have reached out to the acapella group at the Monomoy High School to attend. I sent a message to the Girl Scouts. Shawnee reached out to the Boy Scouts. We're trying to find some Eagle Scouts. I did ask Judy Ford, because her mother is 100 and she was a nurse in World War II. Kind of want them involved. And I also asked her if her daughter was around, who actually is, you know, I mean, she's won awards all around the country
Yeah.
with her bagpipes. So I would love to have her as well. I know that the Marine Corps of Cape Cod wants to be the color guard. So there's just a lot of elements that are coming together that we want to make sure, and we need to have it like scheduled.
Right,
Yeah.
because,
Well, should we include the veterans agent on this then? Because
Yeah,
doesn't
well, yeah,
run-
so we can have Shawnee in on the meeting. I did speak to her and her boss, Greg, about this. And at one point, we talked about having two separate things, and he didn't think that that was a good idea. He thought we should have one,
two separate,
well, like 2 different days. We could do ours on a different
Oh,
day.
no,
And I said, no, we want to do ours.
no,
the
this
same
should
day.
be
Yeah.
30 minutes to an hour.
Yeah.
Now, the only thing is about the color card
Mhm.
is you're raising the American flag.
Right,
So having a color guard, I don't know, you probably need to run that by the Marines.
right.
Um,
So I think we could just, what we should do is make a list. Everyone can leave this meeting, make a list of all the concerns we have, and then make a new agenda with all of these items on it. And then I can research some of the stuff in between, and then we can come back to that meeting, and then we can,
Are we gonna have sound there?
we should have sound there, because the gazebo has an electric panel, and we have a panel right there as well. So there's electricity to that panel right now, it just needs to be hooked up. I am gonna be meeting with the electrician who installed the electricity to the circle to connect the lights, and I'll have him test that out as well.
Well, it'd be nice to have a band, but we're not gonna get a band.
Now,
But you want at least a decent speaker instead of a loudspeaker.
Right.
If you're gonna, play Post the Colors, and then
Mhm.
is the acapella group, they do national anthem, or?
yeah, they usually
God Bless
do,
America?
we usually do both.
Okay.
So they usually do at least 2 songs.
So the US flag and the POW flag go up together first.
Mhm.
And then we can either raise each service flag by announcing who's doing it
Mhm.
in the appropriate order, which I got from the American Legion,
Okay,
or simultaneously. They all kind of, but if we're gonna do each one, you can make a medley of their songs.
right,
Just a short version.
Right.
You just like a 60-second, they have 60 seconds to slowly raise their flag up.
Yeah.
But I mean, a lot of this is specified in the US flag code.
Yeah.
So I mean, we just can't make it up. And just,
Mhm.
we missed getting this in the packet, Steve, but there's a copy over here for you and Cindy. But it has a list of the appropriate order of the flags.
Okay,
Who goes up first, and then the order that they should be in the circle.
okay, where's the circle?
It's not because it's the Army, then the Marines, then the Navy, then the Air Force. And I actually wrote the American Legion to confirm that they have Space Force before the Coast Guard.
Really?
The big scheme of things, even though the Coast Guard is a separate command, they're still under like DOT or something, so they come last.
Yeah.
Which I was surprised at, but he confirmed it for me in the email.
So we can center so that, because remember Warren would like was it the Navy one in front of the son's side?
No, it was the Army,
It's got to go in order.
yeah,
There is no choice. You pick wherever the Army flag goes, and then I think it's to the right
just around the circle.
around the circle. I have to reread it and see what it is when it's in a circle, but you just can't go Army, Marines,
Yeah, yeah,
I know that
Force, Coast.
if we start the order, because he requested that for his son, isn't that gravesite close to the front of the circle?
it is.
because he kind of wanted that. I don't know if we could start the circle of the flags there and run around, or what's the
Well,
exact?
I mean, it's a circle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, we're at the start of a circle.
Yeah.
But what is the focal point of the circle? Is it the
American.
gazebo?
The American flag.
No, that's the center.
Yeah.
But is it the gazebo I mean, you gotta pick one. Is it standing at the gazebo, that is our point of reference? Or are you gonna arbitrarily pick that grave and that's the point of reference? I mean, I
So-
get that, but
So the other side of, if you're looking at the circle, on the other side of the circle is the veteran section, behind the back side, and then the regular section's this side. So I would assume we would always be facing directly towards the veteran section when we do ceremonies. That's what I envision, beside the gazebo. But we can go out there and walk around. I mean, we don't have to decide that today, but we'll go out there and we'll take a look at that. All right?
Sounds good.
okay.
Then,
The
Go ahead.
field MIA flag,
We didn't order one, so we have to.
yes, and that needs to be the next size down from the US flag.
Yeah, so it's be the same as the other two flags? The other flags are the next size down.
They are.
I
The
believe so.
US flag should be the biggest.
Yes, it is.
Okay, so then if the command flags are, I don't
I
know,
think 5x8.
well, so whatever the next size down is, it has to look smaller on the flagpole.
Yeah.
And it
Then
goes,
the command flags?
no,
oh, then-
it has to be small in the US flag,
Okay,
and it might as well at that point match the command flags.
okay.
I mean, you wouldn't want to do small,
Yeah.
it should match something.
Okay.
And then in the ceremonies, the US flag, we're probably gonna need 3 people.
Yeah.
Because, and I asked about the protocol, and I even wrote the POW MIA Association, and they don't check their email or something like that. But anyway, but the VFW said, no, just, it's kind of ambiguous, but just raise the US and POW flag at the same time.
So Stephen Exaros actually asked if he could be involved in our ceremony. So I don't know, we'll can visit that at the next meeting.
Oh, I mean, I think that would be wonderful. It's just that, what does he want to do?
I don't know. So I'll reach out to him. And ask.
Yeah, so, I mean, you know, yeah, I tell you, we're gonna find ourselves behind the power curve. We've got to do the ceremony.
Yeah.
Fill the slots, and then figure out the minutia detail, like music, what's gonna play, who's gonna sing, say what, speeches.
Okay.
And we really need to work on that this week, I think,
All right.
okay?
so we set up another meeting then?
Well, we can't have it because we got to post it. So I can post something today. I can look
So
for,
even an organizational meeting for a ceremony has to be, we have to
Yeah.
jump through all hoops. Okay, well,
so, and we can do it remote if you want to, if we don't have a meeting space. But you want to try for like next Wednesday? I don't even have a calendar with me. What's next Wednesday? What's the date?
well, today's the 5th, so next Wednesday would be the 11th.
Yeah, that should be fine.
Which is actually a month right before the ceremony.
Well, I mean, that's fine, because,
Okay.
I mean, really all we're doing is just putting the pieces together. We're not gonna have time to rehearse this.
Right,
Like a military base would.
right.
You know, we're not gonna have any, I mean, it may be appropriate when we do this to have if the Marines show up with a color guard, to have them march in.
So I'll check for Wednesday or Thursday. Because I don't know if this room's rented or what's rented or if we have to go somewhere else.
Okay.
Okay, but I will check. And you guys want to do the same time around 9-ish, right?
Yeah, we could do earlier too, I don't care.
All right.
And then I'd get the veterans agent in on this too, so.
Yeah, I'll call. Shawnee is not in on Wednesday. She's in on Thursday.
It also probably wouldn't hurt after we get the ceremony picked to either right after that vote or very close to that time to go over there and sort of roughly walk it through and go, they're gonna be here, they're gonna be there, they're gonna be here,
Mhm.
who's coming in which way, you know, if the color guard wants to march in, which I would imagine those guys probably would want to do.
Yeah.
You know?
And we also want to go before the Board of Selectmen and let them know. I went over to Town Hall to speak to them, and Danielle said I should probably go 2 times. One, go and announce it at the meeting, and then they can put it in the packet 2 weeks in a row.
Yes.
Leading up
I'm
to
sure
it.
one of them's gonna wanna.
I'm sure usually Dawn does, and he does a
Yeah.
great job,
I
so.
agree, yeah.
We'll have to see who they did reach out to Mary, she's the chair, so it would be usually her decision, so she might be doing it, or it could be, we never know. Hopefully they'll get back to us.
Okay.
Shawnee already reached out to them though.
Okay. And then the Pine Grove fence, that's all done. We did that. And the Bank Street update.
So I have in the packet, I've included something from Warren. This is, he said that the entire place in there is loaded with weeds. He recommends that he sprays the inner part for weed control. It's $300.
Yeah.
And that we should do it soon, if we're gonna do it. I think $300 is a very reasonable price for that area.
For
and
that
I-
acreage, yeah.
Yeah, and I think it will make that place look so much nicer if it's not loaded with weeds.
And then he was going to come up with ideas for how to
Yeah,
view.
he couldn't come today because he's got so much mowing to do, and it's just him and his 2 sons right now that are mowing. So he said he'd like to come to our next meeting, and go over anything that you guys want to go over, and he can go back over if any of you guys want to meet with him at any particular time, not together, but individually, because we don't want to make it a quorum, so that you can go over what should be done, or what you think should be done, and then he can come back and discuss it at the meeting. Then we can deliberate at the meeting.
So you need to approve this?
I think we should approve this. I mean, it's up to,
I'll make a motion that we approve $300 for weed control to Warren Nichols.
And I'll second that. And then you also talked to him about the North Harwich.
yeah, we went down there. We went to the North Howard, we went to North Harwich, we went to Bank Street, and we went to Evergreen. So we went to all 3 of those places. I could probably go and get some plantings to plant around the gazebo in the next week or so, and probably put those in. I'm sure if I have a couple garden volunteers that might help me with that. And then I want to clean up the 2 entrances on either side,
Yeah.
leading into the cemetery within the next week or so.
You get some mums and stuff in it just for some color.
Yeah.
Wish my phone wouldn't keep shutting off.
So on the Lothrop sign, I did reach out to Connor and to Mike over at the Conservation Trust, and they want us to come up with some type of design for them to approve. They emailed me back if we could just, so what I'll do is I'll measure their sign in dimensions, and then we can, at our next meeting or whatever, we can, I'll send that over to the sign companies if they're interested in doing I'm sure they are, but a smaller sign. I don't want it to be like our other signs. I just don't think it's big enough to go in that space. And I think it should just be a little simple, straight across.
Like
And I'll get her photographs of what the existing sign is, and she can just give us recommendations.
Yeah, because those we need just small.
Yeah, and I also did reach out to her and told her about the rusting on the evergreen sign, and asked her to please go by and take a look at it and ask us what we could do to rectify the issue with that. And we might have to have it repainted or whatever, but we'll have to have new hardware put back in that sign. But it's pretty old at this point. I mean, we did that so long ago. That was our first sign. So. Right?
Did we get the CPC article?
Yeah, so I was supposed to submit a CPC article on the conservation property which attaches to Island Pond, and I wanted to do a raised platform walking trail in there. I reached out to Amy and also to the Conservation Trust, and when we were starting to get the packet together, we noticed that there's a little sliver in between the two parcels that the title is clouded. So we decided not to go forward with that this year, even though this year would have just been a preliminary evaluation of that. So instead, I was at a meeting for the South Harwich Meeting House with Judy Ford on their upcoming events, which they'll have Halloween Unhinged and a whole bunch of other great events that are coming up over there, which I participate and oversee the characters in the cemetery. And she pointed out a couple of the really damaged memorials that were in the cemetery and asked me if I would reconsider, and that was Thursday, and they would do on Monday. So, so I had to really scramble and put together this CPC article. I did reach out to John Pougier, who now does monument repair. He met me down on the site on Monday morning. We walked the grounds. I took photographs of each one of the stones, indexed them all. He got right back to me with a quote, which I was very thrilled with. In the whole project, it's only $23,000. I submitted it, and then we had problems with the form. It was not going through, and it's a new way to submit it this year. And so it's been submitted. We are the only historic preservation article this year. So it is $23,000, and I'm assuming that they will approve this. That cemetery and the building is on the National Register of Historic Places in the town. It's one of the few really indexed pieces of property. It's won prestigious awards for the meeting house, and it's a very used building. So hopefully we'll get some support on this. I am sure that Judy Ford will be helping me push this along because she just loves this project so much, as well as the Historic Society. So I sent this over to the Historic Society, Brooks Academy, right? And I talked to Lynn, and she thought it was a great idea. And then, as well as I'll be trying to get on the Historic Commission agenda so that they can preview it and I can go over the project with them. So I wasn't going to do one, and at the last minute, she talked me into it. So hopefully the other CPC article that for the other gravestone project, which Village Green was doing, is wrapping up right now. They're almost completely finished. I do want you guys to go out and view that cemetery at some point and look. All of the fencing that's around the cemetery is in terrible condition. I mean, we just need to put up some more split rails or whatever, but it looks, that is the East Harwich Methodist,
Oh, right.
the Union Church. Well, it's the Methodist Church, the Union Cemetery. It just, now that the stones are done, there are some stones in that cemetery that are in need of cleaning because they did not need any other repair. So we only put in for him to clean and repair the stones that needed to be. And so there's some more stones. So I will have some of our volunteers go and finish up the cleaning over there. On another, the Town of Brewster Cemetery Commission members want to come and meet with me to talk about my ground penetrating radar, because they want me to do that at their cemeteries, and they want to preview some of my reports, as well as they want me to host a stone cleaning workshop for them. I would prefer to have a stone cleaning workshop here in our town, and I
So
could
we
teach.
benefit from it.
Yeah, so I can teach them, and they can use our product, but they'll be cleaning our stones rather than driving to Brewster and cleaning their stones.
I like that. They could come to visit us.
Yeah. It's not that. So when he comes, I'm gonna recommend that to him, So that's it with the CPC articles currently. You all know about the Veterans Memorial Circle, we discussed that. I am still vetting some of the Revolutionary War veterans. We're almost finished. Having a lot of issues with the Eldridge and the Eldridge, the I and the E and the junior and who's, so as soon as we hammer all those out, I'm not putting it out to bid until I'm 100% confident that the names are correct. I also would like to publish it in the Chronicle, all of the names, so that anyone that's in the town who knows somebody who is a Revolutionary War or believes they are, in case somebody slipped through the cracks. So we just want to cover all our bases, because once it's in stone, I mean, we can add a name at the end, they just won't be alphabetic at that. So
How many names we have?
284.
184.
Yeah, so we're just making sure. We did find a couple more that were ours and a couple more that were Eastham. So we lost a couple but gained a couple. So we still continue. Lynn does amazing work. She's been going through all the pension files and reading all sorts of different literature. And every time she finds something new, she sends it to me. So I appreciate all the help that she's helped me with on this project.
And then other old business, you want to talk about the new format for our minute reports or whatever?
Well, yeah, so last month we discussed the complexity of the minutes and how hard it is for Robin to
Yep.
download the text from YouTube.
Well, that's not hard. It's done.
Well,
editing.
but it doesn't download structurally correct.
Right.
It's just the gobbledygook of a conversation, which is
Right.
mostly me blabbing. So we don't. So I did a little bit of research, and the Brooks Free Library Board of Trustees, I think their format for the minutes is what we should go with. There's a copy of it over here. You can, when we get done, Steve, go online and look. But it is very similar to our agenda, and all that would be required is that you just add a space between agenda items if there's something worth saying.
Say it there.
Oh,
Yeah,
I
like
get it.
this was approved, you just click on the line and hit return twice and tab and go approved unanimously, discussion ensued, table till next month.
Okay.
And I hope, if the library's been doing it this way for a long time and their budget's way bigger than us, I think that should be fine. And
because they still have the audio. If somebody wanted to go, they could view the video or listen to it or whatever, and they'd be able to see the entire meeting if there's something more in depth, which is, I kind of like that it's videotaped, because then if you ever have a question, you can go back
somebody
in.
can go back and look if they really want to. And I mean, just think of the time this will save.
Right. And I actually write on my notes what was
Those
voted
could just go
on
right
in the
in there.
motions, and I could just put it right in
Because
there.
this is already done. You just change the header to minutes and.
And we could do that, and I don't think we need to vote on that. I think
Well, I was just gonna say, I moved that we change our minute formats.
Yeah, I'll agree with that.
Yeah, that's unanimous. Hopefully we just saved you an hour and a half, 2 hours. Plus
then-
this, that you have proofing stuff every month, so.
Yeah, and then for discussions we have, we can just say, see meeting,
Yeah,
blah, blah, blah,
if it's an elaborate discussion, I think that would be sufficient. Or even just the phrase, a discussion ensued.
Yeah.
You know.
about, and just give a quick little 2 or 3 word thing of what we talked about. And if interested, go to this website and check it out.
And that could just be a link at the
Yeah.
top of minutes. This
Well,
is
the
where,
the new link, once it gets posted, yes.
right.
Yeah.
Or even just a link to our website, because they're all listed down there on the right, bottom right corner.
Okay.
That's how I found the minutes for the library. They're all listed.
Cool. And then we got any new business other than bills and deeds and
Nope, just, I don't have any. Do you have any?
Nope.
Okay, so I'll just read the bills real quick. We have Eversource, $19.78. Amazon, $23.50. Cape Cod Fence, $2,710. Paul Sweetser, $500. And then the Mass Cemetery Association, that was for the meeting that you and the guys attended, $25. We also have one deed, which is for Mark Pitchford in Island Pond. So I can scan in the bills and I can have you and Cindy electronically approve these, but I can have Rob sign them here. The deed, on the other hand, I can have Rob sign. I can swing by your house. You can sign and I can swing by Cindy's and she can sign.
Okay.
All right. Unless, or I can ask Cindy to swing in here.
Or can you go out? Are you housebound?
Can you go out?
I'm not housebound now.
Oh, okay, all right.
Yeah, then you could get those other copies of those things we were talking about earlier.
Yeah, I'll just swing in later on, maybe this afternoon. I'll put a mask on, come in and grab the sign and grab the stuff.
All right, awesome.
Any other old business?
That's
Any
it.
monkey business? Anything?
Nope,
Yeah, well,
we just got,
homework, design the
we
ceremony.
have a lot of homework. So does somebody want to make a motion to adjourn?
Yeah, so moved at
9:51.
9:51. Caleb's clock is out for repair.
Now, is there another?
Oh, wait,
We can pull an agenda or something from just as a guideline for the veteran thing?
no, I'll make something up and what I'll do is I'll just list all that stuff and then we'll, do we
Okay.
hit stop on this? Okay, thanks. All right, so, technically we can't do it. So, I'll put up an agenda. If you guys have anything you want to include in the agenda, please send it to me. Oh. Thanks, Steve. I
Okay.
hope it feels better.
Have a good day, guys. Yep, I'll keep you informed.
All right, thanks.
Yep, bye-bye.
Bye.
I couldn't believe it when